Hello, it's Faye. Welcome back to my channel. Alright, for today's video, we'll be discussing another topic, which is the relationship between the formative and summative evaluation. So by the way, formative summative assessment and formative summative evaluation are closely related concepts, but they are not exactly the same. And with that, let us discuss the distinction of these two. So for broader scope of formative evaluation, it evaluates the entire program, course, or project as it's being developed or implemented. It looks at multiple aspects such as the effectiveness or instructional methods, content delivery, and learner engagement. So if we're going to compare it with formative assessment, this one is a more comprehensive process. It's about improving the overall quality of the process or product. Also, the purpose of this is to provide insights that may help refine and improve the project. And it is not limited to assessment, but it may involve feedback from stakeholders, observations, surveys, and other data points. Now let's proceed to the summative evaluation. So, the same as the summative assessment, this is used to determine the effectiveness of learning process, but this one is a broader process that does not only include assessment, but also evaluation of the effectiveness of the whole program, course, or instructional strategy. Now, to explain this further, let us discuss the distinctions or the differences of formative and summative evaluation. So we have here number one, the timing. Formative evaluation occurs during the learning or development process. It focuses on assessing progress and providing feedback that can be used to improve performance while the process is still ongoing. So in terms of timing, formative evaluation is conducted at multiple points throughout a learning activity, course, or project. So because the evaluation happens while the process is still in progress, it allows for timely interventions and adjustments that can lead to better outcomes. On the other hand, summative evaluation occurs at the end of the learning or development process. So since it happens at the conclusion or at the end, summative evaluation serves as the final assessment or measurement of achievement. Now let us proceed to the differences of the formative and summative evaluation in terms of its purpose. So the purpose of formative evaluation is that it is used to gather data to improve or adjust the learning experience, program design, or project while it is in progress. Also, its focus is on continuous improvement. On the other hand, the purpose of summative evaluation is to measure the final achievement and to determine whether the goals or objectives have been met. Also, it provides a judgment about the effectiveness or success after the process is completed. Now let's proceed to the impact of formative and summative evaluation. So for formative evaluation, it has low stakes and provides opportunities for real-time changes, adjustments, or interventions. Also, it helps inform teaching, learning, or development in a dynamic way. And for summative evaluation, it is usually at high stakes and provides a final assessment or judgment. This typically impacts final decisions such as grades, certifications, or overall success of a project or program. Alright, so at this point, let us know the relationship between the formative and summative evaluation. So the relationship between the formative and summative evaluation lies in their complementary roles within the learning or development process. Both types of evaluation are important, but they serve different purposes and occur at different stages. So for both formative and summative evaluations complementary roles, they work together to enhance learning and development. While formative evaluation helps guide and improve the process in real time, summative evaluation provides a final assessment of the effectiveness and success after the process has been completed. Next, we have the flow of feedback. So formative evaluation gives feedback that can influence how a program or learning process evolves. This feedback may lead to changes that improves the outcomes, which will later be measured in the summative evaluation. Lastly, we have here the improvement versus outcome. So formative evaluation focuses on improvement in both content and methods during the process, while summative evaluation focuses on the outcome at the end, including the final results, achievement, or effectiveness. Now here is an example for the formative evaluation and summative evaluation in a classroom setting. So in formative evaluation, it involves ongoing quizzes, discussions, or activities that help the teacher adjust their teaching and help students improve their understanding as they progress through the course. And for summative evaluation, it involves final exams, projects, or portfolio that assess students' cumulative understanding at the end of the course. Now, to sum it up, in the relationship between the formative and summative evaluation, there are three things need to be remembered. First, we have the complementary roles. Second, we have the flow of feedback. And then third, we have the improvement versus outcome. Alright, I think that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening, guys. And just don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell below for more updates coming. Bye!